Hey, 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 evening. I'm Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com and we are live. It's 8 p.m. UK time and this is a rather funky track, isn't it? Let's jam out to this for a bit. Nice. Cool. Of course, we get all of our music for video, background music, live stream music from Epidemic Sound. You want to check them out? It's mrc.fm/music. That's mrc.fm/music. Head over there now and you can grab yourself some really, really cool tracks. This track is a track called Windy Vibes by Brookie. Windy Vibes by Brookie. It's a laid-back electro track playing in the background. Do you like it, Isabella?
I do like it, yes. I was hesitant there, though.
You're a little bit hesitant. Come on. It's really, really cool. I really like it. How are you, Isabella?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. We're streaming live on YouTube. This is our kind of slot now to stream every Friday across the summer of sound. You can switch on YouTube at this time consistently and expect us, apart from when we're on holiday.
Yes.
So yeah, the stream seems to be working, by the way. So I'm always messing about with the stream and changing things to try and give you a better experience. But yeah, so what do we got coming up in this live stream that's going to be around an hour, Isabella?
I kind of thought it would be cool to throw at you some jingles and make you mix jingles. How about
Mixed
that,
jingles. That sounds really, really good. And it is part of the Summer Sound in which we're doing the awesome audio gear giveaway. Do you want to talk about that, Isabella?
Yes. So every single week we are making a post. That didn't make sense. I really need to compose myself better, Mike. I think you threw me out with that music. That's what it was. So every single week we are essentially making some really cool promos for you and making free jingles available to download. So this week we are featuring one of our movie trailer voices, Duke. He's one of our he's been with us since 2012, so he's one of the first voices we've actually added on. Fantastic talent. You can hear his work internationally on some amazing, huge campaigns, and he's one of our voices here at Music Radio Creative. And I've put together a little sample of jingles from him, absolutely for free for you to grab at producer.musicradiocreative.com.
That's right, and click into the post that's on your screen now. It's the latest post on the producer.musicradiocreative.com site. This is a bit of Duke.
Welcome to the Traffic Domination Podcast, where entrepreneurs come for answers.
I think you get the idea of Duke's style, right? He's awesome, isn't he, Isabella? Wouldn't you say?
He really is. Do you know, most importantly, I think that quite often we think, are there real people behind those amazing voices, or is it like, so many times we get asked, is it computer generated? And it's like, no, there are actually real people behind it. And Duke is one of the nicest people you can meet. He's a true animal lover, and just a fine gentleman. I think that's the best way to really describe him.
He is awesome. He's got an awesome deep voice. He lives in Las Vegas in Nevada. We actually hooked up with him the last time we were in Vegas, and he's a top bloke. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. In fact, saying is it computer generated and asking those kind of questions, it's a bit weird because we were watching the National Geographic documentary Year Million just before we came on the air tonight. It's all about artificial intelligence taking over, and can artificial intelligence be creative? Can it create art? Yes, apparently the answer is yes, it can. Yeah. Can it create music? Yes, yeah, we're seeing things like Duke Deck already out and about, and other services that are creating very viable background music. Will artificial intelligence be able to do our job? It's a really good question. As audio producers, I'm going to say yes, and I've just stopped this music so I can hop into Audition and show
Mike.
Something here.
By the way, you made me look like I'm like somewhere on like maybe a sunny location with beautiful sunshine outside of our windows. It's yeah,
Exactly.
let's keep it like that. Yes, I have beautiful
wonderful.
sunshine outside of our window.
Gleaming. So I wanted to show you just how. Oh, by the way, just before I record in to audition, do you like the sound of this microphone? Those of you watching right now, let me know in the chat. I can see quite a few of you are. Let's just do a few shout outs. Martin is watching from Denmark. We got Michael as well. Nice to see you. Leonardo, Extreme Food Reviews in there. D4K for all is in there. Shakir, nice to see you. Martin is in. Great news every Friday. We've got Glenio in Brazil. So plenty of you. Just let me know what you think about this mic. I'm just kind of mixing the mics. And I'm going to actually record something now with this mic into Audition and have a play. So let's get the default input is going to be default stereo input. What could that be? Audio channel mapping. Oh, nothing. I've got no hardware selected in Audition. That's because I've been messing with mics. You can see I've had the blue Yeti Pro plugged in earlier on today, testing that mic out. So I'm going to go for, let's make it easy and grab the live stream audio that you're hearing right now. Audio channel mapping. Yeah, that's all good. Right. Okay. Record into track 2. Hello, this is Mike, and I am recording on track 2 of Adobe Audition. You can see my audio is laying down there live in real time. I can zoom in and make that waveform really fat, and then I can show you how clever machine learning and algorithms is really getting good and taking over in terms of making your audio sound good. Okay, that's cool, and we had the music in the background too. I'll mute that off. Disarm this recording, and then this is a plugin that you've probably seen me testing on my channel recently. Isotope's Nectar 3 Elements. It's just released this version this week. So you can run it on your audio, and you can say, I want dialogue, I want light processing, go. It waits for you to play the audio, analyzes it, and does some really clever processes. All clever computer stuff. Recording on track 2 of Adobe Audition. So it's analyzing the vocal. Laying down there live in real time. I can zoom in and make that waveform really fat. And then I can show you how clever machine learning and algorithms is really getting good and taking over in terms of making your audio sound good. Wow. Okay, so it's given me what it thinks is a really good sound for my voice. So let's compare with it on and off now. Hello, this is Mike, and I am recording on track 2 of Adobe Audition. You can see my audio is laying down there live in real time. I can zoom in and make that waveform really fat. So as you can see, I was switching it on and off there, and Isabel, I think you'll agree, it sounds really, really cool, and that is all done. I don't know how that's done, actually. I'm not sure if that's artificial intelligence or clever machine learning, special algorithms, but there's many things that are being analyzed there, including EQ, dynamics, de-essing, that kind of stuff. Really, really cool stuff, right?
It is really cool. Yeah, I think that there is just quite a lot of very fine, kind of fine-grained detail going into that analysis. So it's kind of like a very, very deep analysis of tiny, tiny little elements of the audio. And then sort of when you combine it together, that's when that effect comes to be. So that's quite cool.
Indeed, indeed. So we'll get down to creating some really cool jingles in Adobe Audition. Just going to read out a few of these comments now. Glenio says, pretty good to me, the mic. Octave Studio, hi, how are you? Been watching your videos for a month and so blessed, and thank you for all of this. I'm in the northeast of India. And Martin saying, I think there's a little difference in level between you and Isabella, but the sound on your mic is clear, warm, and good. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah, there are actually quite a few more comments saying that the microphone actually sounds good. So there you go.
Yeah, cool. I'm just going to turn your mic level up a little bit. So, yeah, so you can be heard. So
yes, make me be heard.
Yes, not that much louder over you. So, Isabella, what is it we're going to hop in and do inside Adobe Audition? Maybe you've got some jingles you want me to
I do, and I've already slacked it to you.
Slack.
So I am very much throwing like, just little balls at Mike here. And saying, yeah, this is what you're going to do. So it's a really, really cool company. Germany, actually. We are doing the promo jingle for an event.
Yeah.
It's an event in Germany. Kind of very cool vibes, Mike. I think you are going to quite enjoy the concept of it.
Yeah.
And it is with the voice of Duke. So
cool.
So I thought this is, very, very suitable. But it's kind of a trailer. Let's call it a trailer for an event. So I would like you to have some fun with it. Let's have some fun with it. Maybe add, some cool effects, cool music. Kind of, maybe play a little bit with Duke's voice as well. Not that his voice really needs playing with, but I think let's maybe showcase some variety of different options that we can go with to create something truly magnificent. The script, as you will start playing it, the audio itself is very well written. So it's very well written script. So I think that it will be easy for you to work with.
Okay, fantastic. So I've just got to get in there and start producing and putting some effects in. Really, really cool stuff. Is there anything you wanted me to focus on in this session? Maybe, I don't know, mastering or loudness or crazy plugins that can make voices jump out?
Can we do a little bit of everything? Can
We can give it a go.
Can I just just ask for everything? I want the full-blown production there.
All right then. Well, let's get into the multi-track of Adobe Audition. I'm just going to close down all these files and we'll start a brand new multi-track session right here. And we'll call this, what should we call it? Duke Promo? Just as a working title. Like that. And actually, I'm just going to restart and I'm going to make sure that I'm using my MRC template. So I've got some nice presets.
Yeah. I'm just going to open up the actual script. So in that file, there will be 2 shorter promos. So all you need to do is just pick one essentially. And you will just, it's, shall I read one? I'm not going to be really good at this.
Duke.
I'm not going to be Duke, but I want to give a good flavor of what...
Ceremony 2018.
Are you playing this?
Yeah, I was playing that, yeah.
Sorry.
That's right. So go ahead.
So am I to read it now, yes?
You can read it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I thought it would be good to give a flavor. And maybe, so if you are watching live, maybe you can have some ideas as to what could work well with that script. So, so I'm not Duke, so please don't judge me here. But there it goes. So it goes like this. So once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy and jealousy, in a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage, a world of breathtaking speed and pressure, there was once a place left that could unite the people. No matter how different they were, once a year they all made their way to this place, a secret place, hidden between fields and ancient trees, protected from the bad vibrations of the world out there. Right, you see where this is going, right?
Totally.
For all the others, it was just an old farm. For them, it was a destination. Here, all of those people could be themselves. They came to celebrate a unique community, a family that the world has never seen before. They could feel free, they were able to reload their systems for the next year, and they could spread their happiness to other companions. They could give each other so much. Unforgettable moments, friendships, and positive energy. Energy that makes you immune to everything evil. Energy that enlarges you. Energy that makes you fly. The energy of togetherness with other people whose hearts are beating at the same pace as yours. Those people are you, and the place is here. Welcome to Electricize Ceremony. How about that? How cool is this? I really like this.
I really like that too. That's mind blowing. So
I know.
I guess we're going to just pull Duke into the multi-track and start adding some cool effects to him. And,
so as I say, when you will have to take that second part. So this is the second part of the script. There is a first one too, but I thought it's quite cool. It's a live event in Germany, and I just thought the concept was really cool, and it kind of leaves a good room for imagination with regards to cool production. So let's see if we can have fun.
Okay.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
Is that a Once Upon a Time?
That's Once Upon a Time. That's the one, yeah.
In a world
He's amazing.
Made of hate.
Wow.
In a world where most people thought, only of themselves and of their advantage.
This is cool stuff. This is really, really cool stuff.
Once upon a time.
So,
Right.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Isabella.
No, I was just about to say that what I hear in there is like, you know, you could have like chimes in the wind, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like you could have that starting off with that once upon a time. What do you reckon?
Oh, I see you're building a picture here, really, aren't you?
Yeah, you see, this is the whole thing, you know. It's like where he says once upon a time, you kind of have to play on that thing. I'm going to totally be told off at the end of this. You'll be like, you haven't given me any prep. Where the heck shall I take the chimes from? I can see this coming, by the way, guys.
You're giving me some prep here. Let's see, wind chimes.
Yeah, wind chimes. You see, this would be brilliant, right? It's like, you know, just little wind chimes. You know, when he says once upon a time. I'm not quite sure about the music. What sort of music would we like to hear there? Maybe something. So this is, you know, I guess I think the music on that festival is kind of electronic dance music, EDM stuff. So
cool. So kind of progressive, kind of...
Do you want me to have a look in the library myself as well and see if I can throw something at you here?
Yeah, I'm starting to pull stuff in that we've got here. So let's just pull some of this in and have a listen to this.
Once upon a time.
No. It's a little bit...
That's kind of like a fairy tale beginning, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
but it's not good. No.
So
we want some tasteful chimes.
A little more sort of spiritual, kind of like...
Hang on, something. And let me just actually...
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate.
And it needs to be a little dramatic, doesn't it? So we need to pull in.
Hang on, I've got perfect wind chimes.
Okay.
All right, they're heading your way. I've got them.
Let's grab them. Okay, great. Where am I taking it from?
From Slack.
Slack. Okay.
We Slack everything. Slack is brilliant, by the way. I don't know if like whoever doesn't use Slack is just essentially losing out in life. That's my opinion.
Indeed. Right. Let me get this in.
Yeah.
And cut back to the screen so you can see what I'm doing here. So we've got this sound now.
Once upon a time.
Right.
Nice.
In a world made of hate.
But then from the world made of hate, it needs to get darker, right?
It does. Good thinking. So what are we thinking here, Mike?
We need to go into some dark music, I guess, or something, right?
Oh, no! Let's do something cool with his voice. Like, you know, kind of like a, you know, like the voice goes from really nice and soft to like hate, you know. I don't know. Am I overthinking this?
Okay, let's try that. Let's move this down here.
Made of hate. Made of hate.
But you need to stop the wind chimes.
Yes, you do. Okay, so let's get rid of those wind chimes there. And actually, what I'm thinking is that we could move this down here to voice EQ.
In a world made of hate.
And we'll take the pitch shifter on this and we'll pitch it down a little bit and see what we come up with here.
In a world made of hate.
Nice.
That's too low, though.
In a world made of hate.
Too subtle there.
In a world made of hate.
Martin says I would pitch the voice down a bit.
In a world. In a world. In a world. In a world. In a world made of hate.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, we're totally improvising here.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate.
So how are we going to make that transition into a world made of hate then?
But then, hang on, because then goes on further, hate, envy, and jealousy.
Envy.
That's where we can use like a darker effect like this. Oh, we'll copy that down here.
Envy. 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 And jealousy.
And then the and jealousy. Let's move this over here, double this up.
Jealousy. And jealousy. And jealousy.
And maybe put some reverb on the final voice effects here. Let's see in the effects rack, studio reverb. Rewind to the beginning.
Jealousy. And 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 jealousy. Once upon a time, in a world
Can
made
I
of
add
hate.
something?
Of course you
So,
can.
you know, when he starts, when he says once upon a time, you know, there's this cool effect where you can, it's kind of like coming at you, if that makes sense. So it starts off with kind of like, gosh, how do I describe this? It's almost like just kind of a sound that's in the distance and it's getting louder and louder, and then effectively it becomes like once upon a time. So it's like you've got to drag that do you know what, does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So it kind of moves in. By the way, I want to say hello to more people joining in now. We got Barbara joining in, which is nice. Really good to see you in, Barbara. Also, Tony's in as well. Mike sounds pretty good. Isabella seems pretty low in the mix, unfortunately. Yeah, we are trying. We're testing. We've had a microphone day today, so we're kind of mixing it up with mics at the moment. See if we can get a good sound for the room we're in. We've got another hello there. I think that's someone in Russia right now on the screen there. Who else have we got? We've got Juan. Hello, Juan. Nice to see you in Mexico, my friend Juan. Richard Daly is in. Slack is a messaging and collaboration tool. They're helping anyone who doesn't know what Slack is. Atul is there saying, I want to buy the Rode NT USB. How is it for voiceovers and YouTube? Please reply. I'm not a fan of USB mics. I prefer XLR mics. I prefer microphones to do the job they're invented for, which is being microphones, not necessarily doing the audio digital conversion.
Gosh, Mike, that was rather very harsh.
Very harsh.
It's like, I prefer the XLR microphones. USB microphones are not made to be microphones.
Well, you know, I haven't
dear.
found a USB mic that I particularly have been jumping on top of. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, Jess just said it. Reversed reverb. Is that not the one?
I think, Jess, you're on the ball there.
And do you know, Mike,
Yeah.
I've sent you a track that has it at the start, which is actually, by the way, quite a good track. So I think we can use it in that production. But it's got that, like, at the very start, it's got that effect that I was talking about.
Oh, okay, fantastic. All right then. So I'm just I'm loading it now, downloading it now, and I'll pull it into the multi-track here, and see
we
how
can
it
have a little
sounds
look.
on the music track here. So we got something like this. Oh, I see. Yes, it's got that
But at the start.
reverse reverb. So you want to do
Yeah.
that? Oh, once upon a time kind of thing.
Yeah, because it lacks something at the start, right?
Yes, it absolutely potentially does. So what I'm going to do is actually, as I want to move this along in a second, I'm just going to...
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate and
jealousy, and then it comes in.
in a world where most people thought only of themselves.
So going in like that, sounding a bit like that, basically.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? Or would we have it on the reverse reverb on Once Upon a Time, or maybe...
Well, that's what I was thinking. On the...
In a world,
Ah, okay, cool.
in a world made of hate.
So I'm going to bounce. I've done some pitch automations there, which I'm going to bounce onto a new track. So selected clips in time selection. Let's get that onto a new track here, and then we can start moving things around. So I'll get rid of this, and I'm going to send this one out now to the voice effects bus.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate.
Let's move this in a little bit now, and then we can get...
Upon a time.
So it's going to be... Oh, I see. Okay, right. Bear with me on this as I move this all out.
Once upon a time.
So where are we putting the wind chimes then? Are they coming before the music kicks in?
Maybe, and maybe, yeah. We should stop them maybe before he speaks. Like, literally.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
Cool. Okay.
By the way, you're just like clicking it super fast. Like, this is amazing, Mike.
Is that okay?
It's really cool. It's like, I really wish I could do things like that. You know, you're just like, this goes here, this goes there, and
Thanks.
you know, it's like, wow.
All right. Well, fantastic. So now I'm going to insert some silence on here so I can start playing with some reverb. I'm going to actually print the reverse reverb on. It's the easiest and most accurate way. I've never seen a plugin that really can do reverse reverb well in real time. There is one actually I've seen in Logic Pro called, I think it's Space Reverb or something like that, or Space Designer. But it's not, again, it's not entirely what we're looking for. So what you do with reverse reverb is you would, hang on, first of all, we're just checking where this is going to go. Just here, right, okay. So we're going to reverse this, and then we're going to get Once Upon a Time reversed. And I'm actually going to normalize that so you can hear it a bit louder. And instead of, I know it sounds like a funny language, doesn't it? Instead of using a reverb here, plenty of really good reverbs in Adobe Audition, I'm just going to go into Waves over here. A really, really, really good reverb I like by Waves Audio is the H Reverb plugin. So I'm going to demo this for you a little bit, show you the different kinds of reverb you can get with this particular plugin. And by the way, if you are considering getting yourself some Waves plugins, they always have sales on from time to time, some really good deals on some of the plugins. So just go to mrc.fm/waves and you can get an extra 10% off, even usually on the sale prices as well. So mrc.fm/waves if you like any of the plugins you see. So this is Waves H Reverb. Let's have a listen to this and see how it sounds. That's quite a muffly reverb. So let's go through a few of these little presets here. Adam Vocal. Oh, let's. Wow, that's a weird one. It's kind of got like a kind of slappy kind of reverb going on there, almost like a delay slap. Angry Drum Room. No, these are very tight reverbs. We want kind of longer. Big Dark Room.
He sounds like I don't know. It sounds like a Hobbit language or something like that.
I know, right? Deep Chamber. This is more the kind of thing.
Or like somebody calling in, I don't know, in Norway or Iceland. It's like,
Indeed, right? It's something very different. Now you can kind of move this delay. That gives you the slappy kind of feel, and then move it in so it's right in. So that syncs up, and then
you see, I would only take that first part of that reverb, rather than, because otherwise there's too much kind of up and down in there. So, and you want something quite smooth, right? So I would maybe take that first part where it kind of builds up, as you can see on the audio wave. Can you see that? Like literally that first third of the wave you've got in there.
Okay, let's do it. So
and kind of extend it, you know, so kind of try to kind of like make it so it kind of becomes flatter as a result. I seriously, I'm totally not getting all the audio.
Once upon a time.
You see?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then what we can do when we bring this reverse reverb that I've just written in there, let's pull that in a little bit and sync that up somehow with this Once Upon a Time here. Have a play like so.
Once upon a time.
Now obviously that's too loud there, so we're going to need to do a fade.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
That's cool.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Once upon a time. 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 Once upon a time.
If I put it in the chorus track,
once upon a time.
That's kind of cool.
Once upon a time.
And what you can actually do as well is once you've got the reverse reverb printed in, you can take it and even switch on the time stretching feature here and stretch it out a little bit.
Ooh, clever.
Once upon a time.
But you get more of a digitized effect doing that, so I'm not sure if that's what we're going for in this particular.
Once upon a time.
I don't know, I think it sounds quite cool. I quite like it. Well, listen, we are just having fun at
Quite
the end of the day.
futuristic.
It really.
Yeah, no, indeed. So
just trying different things.
Once upon a time. In a world made of hate.
actually works out quite well.
So we need to get this kind of synced up kind of nicely. Try and get that all sounding good. And then in just a moment, we'll take a look back at the chat and see what's going on over there in the live chat.
And in a world where most envy, and in a world where most people
Okay, so we're going for something
envy and jealousy.
something like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Is that what you had in mind?
That, yeah, with the reverse reverb, that's exactly what I had in mind. But I'm just thinking, because you know the music beat kicks in at certain point.
It does kick in at a certain
Yeah,
beat.
and I think it would be nice to get that timed in so that it kicks in where he says there was once a place left that could unite the people, because then it kind of goes onto the brighter side. So we kind of have to have that transition from darkness into light.
Indeed, no, I hear exactly what you're saying. So that is the bit.
In a world where most people thought only of themselves
So this is still darkness here, isn't it?
That is
and
still
of their advantage. A world of breathtaking speed and pressure. There was one place left.
That's it.
Okay.
Could unite the people.
There's one place, so we want to go on for a long time. So, in that case, what we're going to need to do is...
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy, and...
So we're not getting the timing of this quite right yet, but that's okay, because we're just playing at the moment. I was just wondering, I can see the beats of the track here. I just wanted to kind of do this, because I've got a feeling I can kind of count the beats here. So this is where the first bit kicks in, and as you can see clearly here, you can see the beats here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh, okay, crikey, we're going on a bit longer than I thought here. Let's just listen to this on solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, so that are basically 4 beats. So what we can do, sorry, 4 bars, 4 beats, 4 bars, is what we should be able to do is kind of maybe loop this dark bit over again without it sounding too unnatural. Let me give it a go and see if that's going to work or not. Copy here.
and envy and jealousy. In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage. A world of breathtaking speed and pressure. There was one.
So we're still going to need some more.
Oh.
The only thing is we've got a kind of rising synth here, which is not ideal.
Can we do some like cool effect on it to dampen it down?
That's a very good idea, Isabella. All right.
See?
So yes, we can. Yes, we can. You're pushing me here outside my comfort zone.
I am. That's why I'm here. You see, I need to be pushing you outside of your comfort zone because I need to take out the greatness from Mike Russell. How about that?
I have to say, I'm actually way more stressed doing this live stream with you watching over my shoulder than I usually used to be when I used to do this live stream last year back in 2017 all by myself, and I could just mess about.
By the way, there is the coolest comment ever in there from Martin.
Yeah.
And he says, on another note, I would love to have a wife who finds it fun to fool around with sounds and tech. How about that?
Oh, there you go. Yes, Isabella just does not
there you
stop.
go.
That's her life. It's amazing.
To fool around? I don't fool around for life.
No. I mean, you do it for a living, but it's,
Oh well, yeah, I do. As an audio, yes.
yeah, totally.
But I never,
cool.
I never used to.
No,
So this is something I grew into. So
you did, and
it grew on me.
yeah, and you've embraced it. So let's okay, let's try and dampen down this bit now.
Yeah.
So we've got this bit. And I think rather than like necessarily building an epic promo here, one thing we are doing is we're giving practical examples of how you can do things in promo building.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will help you. Now I'm wondering, I can either put it on as a track automation here, but I've noticed I've been moving things around the multi-track, so I might actually put it as an automation inside the clip. And the way you do that, if I remember rightly, and again this is definitely testing me big style now. Let's go back to the start of this bit. Usually there is something that pops out here, and you can kind of control the different automations inside the track. Just looking. Ah, yes, it's that little arrow up there. I think little tiny arrow. See that little tiny arrow on that little clip there, and then we want to add remove effects. I think. Potentially, yeah. Oh, yeah, clip effects. So that's what we want. We could add a kind of filter EQ. We could add parametric equalizer potentially. Let's put that on default, and then pop that down again. There's your parametric EQ. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to put a low pass filter on, or some kind of low pass filtering. Let's see if I can find something like that. Let's go for high shelf gain, shall we? I think that might be the closest thing. Aha. You see when I selected that from that little arrow there, I wanted the high shelf gain. It now appears as a kind of, not quite sure what color that is, an orangey pink line here. And now I think we're going to be able to automate this effect. Let's see if that works or not. Oh yeah, it does. Wow, how cool is that? You see,
I want to hear. I can't hear. Go on.
So I'm just going to automate it now. You see, I don't usually do automations like this inside clips, but it's just when you said, "Can you do that?" It made me think, "Oh, we need to do something like this." Now,
I see.
this is a zigzaggy thing. Let me just play it, and what it'll do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of rolling off the high end, and you can see it in real time here in the EQ. So that might be what we're going for.
That might be what we're going for.
Yeah.
By the way, is there any possibility for you to turn the audio up on your end so that I can hear it better?
Yeah, you really need headphones, don't you?
Well, I need headphones that you can plug in your end that actually work on your computer.
That work. So this is still, right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click on this, and you can click spline curves, and it makes it kind of curvy now. So now we can have like a more, a smoother transition, if you will, rather than a kind of zigzaggy, jagged kind of thing. So let's try that. I'm not sure if that's what we're going for. Let's try it. Maybe something like that.
It definitely sounds better than what it was before.
Yeah, I think I've got a feeling what we're going to need, and I'm going to need to print this onto the track rather than the clip, is some reverby kind of stuff going on.
Okay.
Let's do a track effect here now. Make sure we're on the right track. Going to add some reverb. Let's again go back to the Waves H reverb. And we'll see if we can find a nice preset to kind of dampen this down a bit. Grand Hall is usually a good place to start. So we could do something like that, and again with the H reverb we should be able to automate it here by showing H reverb. We can show all kinds of stuff, but what we can do is we can look for so many things you can change in the automation here, even with a third-party plugin, which is why I absolutely love Adobe Audition. There's dry and wet. So at the moment you'll see it's fully wet, which means the reverb's up to max. What I'm going to do is like slowly over time gradually increase the wetness of the reverb until it's at full towards the end. So you get that nice harsh start, and then the reverb comes. And then we'll probably do something like this.
That's cool. I like that.
And we're going to need to do this at least 3 times. So let's just move that out. Let's move this and loop this over like so. Copy here. And again, we'll do something similar to what we had before, which is going to look like that, and then like that. And then we're going to move this in and this in like that. And we got something that sounds like this now. You like it?
Yeah. Perfect.
Nice. Something like that. We could probably definitely tighten up the looping I've got there, but then it will kick into the music bed like this.
Nice.
And we can get into the bright part of the promo. But first of all, let's have a look. On another note, I'd love to have a wife that finds it fun to fool around with sounds and tech. Oh, you mentioned that from Martin.
Yeah, I did.
That's so very, very cool, Martin. I like that a lot. Jess, is it me or is it a very dark, not happy liner? It does, but yes, it is Friday the 13th.
It gets better. This is like just one
it's positive.
part of it. It's actually positive, so bear with us.
Okay, cool. What else have we got here? We've got David Lewis is in the house. Hello, David Lewis, saying, I've been using the remix tool in the Essential Sound panel, loads in production. It is just amazing. And Juan there saying hi to David. It's nice to see names actually coming back into the chat who used to join me on my daily live streams back in, this time last year, 2017. I've got Nathan, 94,000 subscribers and 20 watching. Yeah, we need some more. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Spread the word. And we've got, who else have we got? Shamir. Hey, Mike, been a while. Congratulations on the Summer of Sound. It's great fun. Lots of good stuff up for grabs in the giveaway.
Do you know, I just had an idea, Mike, actually. I don't know whether you will allow me to do this.
Oh.
But what I thought we could do is we have this huge, I will call it a pile of equipment in here. And this is pretty much all stuff that's to be won by that one person. And I thought it would be quite cool. Maybe towards the end of the live stream, what I could do is just get up from my seat and actually start piling it in front of you. So you can actually see how much of stuff there actually is.
Yeah, there is a fair amount to be won. And you can go to mrc.fm/giveaway. That's mrc.fm/giveaway if you are interested in that. But now let's get back to this and let's bring in the wonderful vocals again and have a listen. So we got this.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy, and jealousy. In a world...
That sounds good.
Yeah.
In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their...
And then let's bring this in a little bit tighter here now. So we're sort of tightening up this script a little bit.
...selves and of their advantage. A world...
And then bring this in a little bit.
A world of breathtaking speed. And there was one place left.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Any other ideas coming to your mind right now as I'm working on this?
Yeah. So are we now getting into the brighter part?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need something. We need to kind of make voice a little bit. I don't know. A little bit brighter. A little bit lighter. Maybe. I don't know. Is there a way to do that?
A little lighter. So.
Pressure. There was.
So we could put some EQ.
Pressure. There was one place left.
So this is actually quite a good question to you, Mike. So this is obviously quite a long promo. I think it comes to might be over 3 minutes in length when you listen through the whole thing. So when you work with something as long as that, how do you keep it interesting effectively in different parts of the script? How, from the producer's standpoint, how do you break it down so that we can keep the production values interesting throughout?
That's a really good question. So I think sometimes the temptation can be to put like loads of effects on the voice and just kind of make it pop at every corner. But sometimes that's not always the best answer because you can end up like really just fatiguing your listeners' ears. So it's about keeping the flow of the promo. Definitely like looking for the beat in the music and trying to match the speech to the beat of the music, so that as someone is listening, they're kind of flowing along with it, and just constantly be counting the beats of the bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and try and hit like hooks of like words that are being said on the beat number 1, and always finish a promo on beat number 1 as well if you possibly can. It just keeps things flowing. I mean, that's one thing that I was definitely taught working in commercial radio, is that you just need to keep things flowing. It's like, unless you're saying something really outrageous that you want people to pay attention to, don't necessarily stop the beat or go off beat, because it'll disrupt your listeners' attention. So yeah, does that give you a sort of indication of what you should be doing?
Yeah, and that's quite interesting, because actually that isn't something that I thought about. You see, I'm obviously not a producer, but my initial reaction would be, let's add a lot of, various sound effects, vocal effects and things in between. But I think that you might be right. It's actually very ear fatiguing when you listen to something like that for a very, very long time. But I get, so that's cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
And another thing I could do right now, actually, is I could maybe add a little bit of mastering to the voice to brighten it up a little bit. Not that you need that, because it's already sounding really good. But what we can do is go to the voice effects bus, which this is where you can see I've got all of these different presets running over every single voice. So every single voice that's coming into the voice effects bus is getting processed like this. One thing I like to do is add in special mastering here. Let's just put that onto default, and then we can hear it like this.
Once upon a time,
Loudness maximizer.
in a world made of hate,
Makes it much louder.
envy, and jealousy. In a world where most people thought only of themselves.
And even this mastering effect has a reverb plugin, which is cool. So you can have this.
Once upon a time.
But now we're getting a very loud output, so I'm going to need to bring that down a bit. Let's try again, playing it back.
Once upon a time. In a world made of hate, envy, and jealousy. In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage.
So probably what you want to do, Isabella, you were mentioning about like keeping interest and keeping people, hooked in as the promo progresses. You probably would want to stick in some sound effects. I think sound effects really are going to keep people hooked in and follow along with the story. Like, I often listen to production, even commercial production, that I think is like really lazy commercial production where, the producer has essentially got a music bed, slapped the voice on top, added a bit of processing, cut out the breaths, mixed it down, jobs are good and done, send it off, and that's kind of lazy production, right? So the way you can actually spice this up, and I'm going to ask you, Isabella, for some input here as we come into nearly the last 10 minutes of the stream now.
I can't believe how quickly the time went,
It's
by
gone
the way.
really,
It's
really
crazy,
fast.
right?
It's just this, as you can see, time really can fly by as you're working away on something. It's just like you can lose yourself in time, literally.
Yeah, and we have barely scratched the surface of this promo, so this is literally just the start, and there is another probably solid 3 minutes of audio, beyond there. So something like a promo that's 4 minutes in length can literally take hours to produce. It just shows you, if you go into such a fine-grained detail of what to do along the way, it can be very time-consuming process.
Yeah, it really can be, and you can spend a lot of time making something sound good. So Isabella, what I'd like you to do is give me some sound effects to put in between the things that Duke's saying in the build-up to the beat coming in. So envy, greed, I'm thinking like people cackling, goblins cackling,
that would be a bit cliche,
but do you know what I mean? Kind of like real,
I
nasty, evil sound effects. I have got our sound effects library open if you want me to download some stuff. If you just shout me some, or even anyone watching in the chat.
I'm thinking about it. So he says hate, envy, and jealousy. But do you know what? My initial reaction would be not to add any more in there. I think that section is rather nice. Can you play it again? Because I think that what we did with vocal effects, it kind of gives that.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy, and jealousy. In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage. A world of breathtaking speed and pressure. There was one place left that could...
Do you know what? Go on.
No, you go on.
I had a little idea here. I'm just going to bring this down to the flanger track here.
World of breathtaking speed and pressure.
I'm going to do something because I just had the feeling that it ought to be done. There's a little bit of flanger, native audition flanger on here. I'm again going to have a Waves Fest and bring in another of my favorite plugins from Waves. If you want to use a 10% discount code, by the way, mrc.fm/waves. Any plugin you'd like to get 10% off at mrc.fm/waves. And let me go for the slow rotor. Meta Flanger is brilliant, by the way. It's like flanger on steroids.
A world of breathtaking speed and pressure.
So that's kind of cool, but I wanted something faster. Maybe we can actually, let's see if we can change the rate to be a bit higher.
A world of breathtaking speed and pressure.
Can you see the modulation going wee like that? We can go right up.
A world of...
Too much. 3.
A world of breathtaking...
And then we can move the stereo separation out like that. See, these speakers coming out like that.
A world of breathtaking speed and pressure.
So it jumps out your speaker and has that stereo feeling to it.
Themselves and of their advantage.
Now, we've got a problem here with the way this crash keeps coming in. It just doesn't sound smooth. So I'm looking for something. Let's see, maybe a whoosh.
No, a glitch. What about a glitch?
What I want to do is I want to make it a little bit softer where that that hit is coming in, because it's kind of a noticeable edit. It's probably because I haven't quite put the edit in the right place, but let's see if something like a whoosh can fix it.
And
something like this.
And jealousy.
Just
and
you see, I call sound effects that look like this and sound like this, I call them glue, because you see there's a lead in, there's kind of a reverse kind of whoosh coming, and then there's the hit like that, and then right in the middle, that's where the glue join is. And you can, if you place that over an edit, often if you're making music mixes and things like that, it can just mask the edit, it can just like cover it up. So if you think something sounds a bit dodgy, I mean, obviously the ideal situation is to get the edits right in the first place, but if something's sounding dodgy, just effects like this, boom, like that. It's like, kind of like a bit of glue. So let's see. And then we'll just copy that over again. Oops, copy, and pop it there back.
And up there.
Let's make sure that's in the right place. So you'll hear what I mean, Isabella. Let me just play that back now from the start. Something like this. So we've got something like this.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy, and jealousy. In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage. A world of breathtaking speed and pressure. There was one place left.
Now, you know, I could get really OCD on this. And
hang on, hold the press.
Okay, go on.
You need to do the ka-ching sound.
The ka-ching sound. Oh, wow. My goodness me. Actually, I don't know. Usually that happens automatically. So it might just trigger off in a second. But I see it in the chat right now. Michael, thank you so much for the wonderful super chat. That is absolutely amazing. A big thumbs up to you, Michael. Thank you very much for that wonderful super chat, helping to support the show. And obviously we're locked into a time as well during the Summer of Sound.
Yes.
Every Friday, it's night every Friday night for us here in the UK.
Yes.
We
almost every Friday. We're on holidays
8
too, so
we are on holiday.
There is a bit of a break.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm really excited about this. You know, it's really really fun. So.
Plays me under the pressure. Do you know what? I feel like I need a week off next week, Isabella. So maybe next week we could turn the tables and we could share your screen and you could do something and I could sit here and just bark instructions at you and then you could do the work. Does
We can
that
talk
sound
about
good?
branding next week. How about that?
Yeah, cool. And I'll
We
just
could do
fire you
that.
a load of questions.
And then we can do that.
I'll sit
yeah.
here. I'll sit here with a tea.
Yeah, you would be
lay
like
back.
sipping your tea, like, you know.
So what if I don't like the brand that you've made for me?
Oh dear. You can tell
What do you
me
do
off.
then?
You can tell me off.
That's it. Do it all again.
Do it again. Start again.
Start from scratch.
That's it.
We'll do it live.
You've missed the crucial part of that bit
What's that?
with the do it live.
I know. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Right, shall I listen? Since we're coming to an end of our time in here,
Yeah.
I think that I ought to actually get up and bring this awesome stuff in front of you. Shall we do that?
Well, yeah, I did want to do one more thing. We've still got time.
Go on,
We've
yeah,
got
no.
5 more minutes. So I'm just going to go back into Adobe Audition now.
You see, now you got glued in. You can't stop.
Yeah,
You're just like,
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
want to make sound
into
good.
this. So it's just this one thing. I noticed there's the kind
Once
of
upon a time,
there's the
in a world made of
there's a kind of e, but it kind of fades out, and I'm just wondering if I can keep that e going. I don't know if you know what I mean. If anyone watching now knows what I mean,
Yes,
but there's
I
like
do.
an e, and actually that e,
But, ee.
and actually I'm going to try something funky. It may or may not work, but in the last 5 minutes I'm just going to try it. Reverse that clip, so it goes. E. Shame there's a beat there because it kind of goes there, but let's just try this. This is a funky idea. I'm just trying to keep the continuity of the E going, especially as we have a kind of sound effect here. So,
in a world made
oh, hang on, no, we need to fade that in because it doesn't sound clear.
world made of hate, envy, and jealousy.
That's kind of smoother. Can you see what I'm trying to do here? Does it make sense to you what I'm trying to do?
I think so.
Is anyone watching, following what I'm trying to
In
do?
a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their
Yeah, I heard that backbeat there, so I'm just going to fade that in from there.
world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage.
I just think that sounds better. Anyway, one more play, and then I'm going to go to the camera, and as this is playing, you can start piling stuff in front of me.
All right, so shall I start?
Yeah, do it now.
Once upon a time, in a world made of hate, envy, and jealousy.
All we can see is your back.
In a world where most people thought only of themselves and of their advantage. A world of breathtaking speed and pressure. There was one place left that could unite the people, no matter how different they were. Younger or older. Casual or elegant. Shy or brave. Once a year, they all made their way to this space.
That was really cool. I'm really digging that promo now. So I've zoomed the camera out to wide, and I think what you're going to need to do, Isabella, is somehow grab the camera and take it off its tripod. Do you know how to release it? Hang on, I'll help you release it. Let me just help. Hang on. To release it from the tripod, there's a quick release there, and then you should be able to wiggle it out. There you go. Okay. Isabella is now holding the camera. Oh my goodness. Best camera lady ever. Here we go. It's wobbling. It's wobbling. I'm feeling a bit seasick.
Can I disconnect this from the power?
No, you can't. Otherwise, there's no battery on it at the moment, so you'll need to.
Far more I can do here.
You should have a bit more. If you want, sit in this seat and I'll do it. You talk into this mic. You talk into this mic and I'll take the camera.
Yeah, my person takes. Hang on.
Yeah, you go and sit in that seat, talk into the mic, so otherwise no one will hear us.
Live stream with no people doing live stream. There we go. Okay. You're so much better at this. So, and this is not everything. Just behind you, Mike, so you may want to turn around for a second. There are the two big Mackie monitors. See, so that's also available up for grabs. So whoever is going to win gets those two huge boxes. And then if you come back here, I'm just going to show. So there's this big box next to me right here. So you might want to zoom into that. So this is coming to the lucky. This is all pretty much most of it is coming to one lucky winner. So if you haven't entered yet, I mean, there is literally no bigger giveaway than this. I mean, I don't think that anyone is giving out. We're nearly at $10,000 worth of stuff. I mean, it's quite something, right? So here is more stuff right now. So hang on. Sorry. Focusrite palette expert kit. There is Blue Lola. Blue Lola. And there is PR30, Heil PR30.
I'm trying to zoom in.
Oh gosh, okay. Heil PR30, there you go. There is SE, and this one is E2200. Look at this. I mean, seriously, whoever is going to get that kit may as well start a radio station with all the mics. And hang on. There is one more mic here, and that's a Blue Yeti Pro. iPro. Is that... Yeah, I don't know. This one is probably a more giving. Yeah? Right, so this is quite something, and this isn't everything, by the way. So this is just what we have in the studio right now. It was very spontaneous. Hey, let's show you what's there. But yeah, if you haven't entered, I mean, seriously, there is no better time to do it than now. And mrc.fm/giveaway. That's what you need to do and where you need to go. And have your fingers, toes, and everything else crossed, I guess. So, yeah, this is putting me under a lot of pressure, Mike. You're just like, I've never sat in your seat before, so so hang on. I'm not a Mike Russell, in case you are wondering. So it's wonderful to have been here and seen you, and we're going to see you next Friday, right?
Yes, we are.
We're coming back same time, same place. Mike is holding the camera, but he is waving goodbye to you, and we very, very, very much thank you for your time and watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you would like some of the free voiceovers from Duke, who you've heard over the stream, head over to producer.musicradiocreative.com. The latest post, which is entitled Week 5 of Summer of Sound, and there is a ton of freebies for you to get. So, have fun with that, and we hope to see you here next week. And Mike is about to switch off the stream, so we'll see how that goes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!